I really believe in sharing indie creators, and that, ultimately, that's why we decided to create the site. So we're excited to hear from you, and it looks like you've put a lot of effort into this. So I guess I'll start. I don't know who wants to go first, but I'd like to know, first of all, how did you all come together? I think that's the first question.
Take it away, Kat. Are you here? I can't, obviously. Am I pointing at you?
Yeah. No, I'm your upstairs like neighbor. Yeah. No, I'm here. Yeah.
Right there.
I love the idea of always getting this wrong about being like, what do you think?
Over to you.
Okay. So there's 4 of us at Pillbox. Our illustrator, Ben, is not on the call, but there's 4 of us. So, okay, Jade and I met each other first. We met each other in 2007 on a study abroad trip. We were in school at the same time. And then God, I don't know, a bunch of years later.
If you were 2007, we probably met 2012.
Okay, so Jade and I met, and then we fell in love. And then we moved to Brooklyn, which is where I started living with Jen's cousin as my roommate. His name is Brendan. He's my best friend. And then Jenny came into the circle, and then we started hanging out with Jenny all the time. And
or Jenny to Brendan.
Yeah, I mean, I don't need to say it. Brendan's great though. And then we met Ben through mutual friends. Ben went to RISD for illustration with some mutual friends of all of us, and we all basically started. We all kind of realized that we were into games at parties and whatnot, and that this seemed like something we could all do together. So we've all known each other for quite a while.
So I've seen that you have another game, and so let's talk a little bit about that. So this is your second game that you've all done together?
Yeah.
Okay.
Same crew. So the first game was Side Effects, and we launched that 3 years ago. We thought we would launch games every year. It turns out it's a lot of work when you all have day jobs. So right now we're every 3 years. It's kind of our track record, and we're hoping to make that less now that we're kind of learning and have a little bit more of a machine, I guess. So Side Effects launched. We did really well. We were super excited. It's in hobby stores now, so that's pretty cool. And then with Mud, just kind of 3 years later, we just launched the Kickstarter, obviously, a few days ago. Hoping to do kind of the same sort of trend and get it out into stores probably within a year. But yeah, so it's just those 2 games.
Go ahead, Jade.
Yeah, I was just going to say to Jen's point, I think we're kind of perfectionists about our games too. So I think that if there's even a minor problem, we're going to play test and refine the art. We've gone through lots of iterations of the art just because, we'll see it, and then a week later we'll be like, it could be slightly better. And I think that the motto of good is the enemy of great is definitely applicable in our circle. And so, yeah, it ends up taking 3 years before we produce another game, but the game result, I think, is going to make you very happy because it's a great game. I love our new game. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah, I was looking at your campaign page here, and I think, you can tell that you all are experienced with Kickstarter. You've got kind of those gameplay video or graphics, I guess, interactive graphics, if you will. I thought that was really good. And first of all, the art on the game is just really cool looking. I also thought it was interesting. I see that you sold out of all your spots where your backers can be on the cards. Why don't you talk about that idea, and have you done that before, or is this your first time with it, and how do you think it will go?
We've never done it before, but it's never been available to be done before because we've never made a game before where every card or almost every card is going to be unique. So although there are certain categories of cards, there's in Mud, there are the voter cards are broken into different regions of the United States and different income brackets and different political leanings. But then the portrait is unique, and we did that just because it's fun. It's very interesting. We wanted to really feel like you're playing with the American people, and add some verisimilitude to that. They are not all totally unique right now, and one of the stretch goals is to be totally unique. And actually, another stretch goal is to release more unique spots. So we're really hoping to get funds up right now so that we can start hitting those advanced stretch goals, because we think people are really going to like it when we start getting more and more funds.
All the puns.
For example, there's 2 of me right now.
Okay.
And we want all these to be unique people. So it's kind of fun. We released half of them. So there's 96 voter cards, and we released 40 or so to be purchased. A little bit because we've got, ourselves in the game. Jade tried to say that we should sell our own spots, and I was not having any of it. I was like, I would be this game. I also have my dad in the game, and I'm not giving up a spot.
Yeah, who are you pointing to right now? Are you pointing to me or Kat? Kat? Yeah, Kat, why don't you field this one?
Yeah.
Kat, yeah.
I am I'm a huge fan of the Pioneer box. So the Pioneer box is it's custom made to fit Mud, and Mud is it's a little unusual. So the voter cards and the power cards, so all the custom ones, and then the rat cards, which I'm sure we'll get into in a little bit. Oh, look at our lovely card model here. Those are all poker size, but then there's a separate deck of Scandal cards, and these are little squares.
Mm-hmm.
So we wanted to come up with an interesting way to sort of house all of these cards in a way that you would feel really excited to leave out, and something that feels a little mysterious. Maybe it's a game, maybe it's treasure, who knows what it is. So we have a custom sized box. The sides of it are all wood, it's all hand carved oak. And then the top and the bottom of it are all leather. And it's the type of leather that I thought I was being pranked when I learned about it. It's called Crazy Horse. And that is not a horse that has lost its mind. It's like a special kind of cow treated leather that gives it a real nice ruggedness. So it gets those nice creases, and it becomes a well-worn bag very, very quickly. So it's oak on the sides, Crazy Horse on the top and on the bottom, and then it's sealed with little leather strips, also in Crazy Horse leather. And then what makes it really special is it's embossed with some of our original art, which is it's for the Pioneer box. It's this kind of feisty rat, a little. It's not a cute mouse. It's a rat with pigeon wings behind it.
Yeah, right. A winged rat.
A winged rat, exactly. Which is a motif that comes up a lot in the art of this game. So it's made exclusively for Kickstarter, and it is something that we designed ourselves, and we worked with an artisan to get produced. But they're all done by hand, and they're all really, really beautiful.
I'd just like to say that I think the pigeon rat is emblematic also in the ways that you can play the game. We made this game so that you can sort of embody your inner pigeon or your inner rat. And I think the pigeon flies high and doesn't sort of engage with the mean-spirited nature of the game. But the rat does the opposite, gets really down in the dirt, is there to screw over other people and be as vindictive as possible.
I love this metaphor, and I'm gonna run with it. It's the first time I've heard it. I don't know what.
You're blowing my mind right now.
I don't know what pigeons are flying high in New York City. I mean, we live a mile from each other. They're usually on the ground eating cigarette butts.
Yeah, they're the original male.
What do you mean?
The original male?
Pigeons.
Oh, MAIL.
When I say male, I exclusively mean postage.
I see.
Original male. We're taking the USPS one pigeon at a time.
I love this metaphor. It's great.
All right, so I'm looking here. You're just past $17,000. What are you guys going to do with all that loot?
I think we're actually at 19,000.
Oh, are you at 19? I just saw that your next goal is 20K. So where are we at? Let me look.
Yeah.
We're just about
almost there. Oh, yeah, you need
19,433.
19,433 to get to your next stretch goal. Well, that's awesome. Honestly, you're probably going to hit that stretch goal before I get this video out on there. So let's go for even the next one. Let's talk about your bonus scandals. That's the big one that you're excited about as far as stretch goals go. Because why?
Yeah. Well, first, it's more content in the game, so that's fun. That's my husband.
Nice.
He's making
I think that's the Hamburglar.
that's the
The Hamburglar running it.
Rebel, I've got the cheeseburgers. I lunch.
He's just low enough to be kind of like a zebra. Like she has a zebra in the house. Like,
Don't eat my hamburgers, man. Here. Tell me when you're moving to the right, and I'll cover you. So the cool thing about the Scandal stretch goal is that it's more content for the game, so that is great. So each of these scandals is gonna run back. I'll start over when he leaves so that you don't have to chop up.
oh no, that's definitely going to be in
Thanks
there.
for making I'm very thankful.
Is there a way to add Hamburglar into the back of all the shots? I would like him to appear here.
Do it in post. Yeah.
Wow.
Bye-bye.
Okay, sorry. Okay, unique scandals.
Unique scandals. So the cool thing about these scandals is that they're all kind of callbacks to scandals that have happened sometime in our kind of American history. And what we want to do is not just make more scandals because it's fun and there's more, content, but also have our backers choose. And so what we'll do with that particular stretch goal is first we'll collect. So have people submit kind of scandals that they know, maybe kind of local to them. They can be as well-known. In our game, we've got some very well-known ones all the way to things that are a little more obscure. And then we'll kind of send out a survey and have people vote for the ones that they want in the game.
All right.
Do you want to play, Robert, a little game of guess that scandal?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I'm game.
Let's start. So some of them, again, you do some of them are very well known, and some of them are going to be a little more difficult. Okay.
So they're written like little blind items. So Jen's gonna say something, and it might sound too crazy to have happened, but
it has happened.
it happened.
Okay. Let's start you off with an easy one. Okay.
Okay.
Candidate had extramarital affair with movie star. Sources say candidate prefers blondes.
Oh, that's an easy one.
Yeah.
That's Marilyn Monroe and JFK.
Yay!
10 points. Robert's got 10 points.
Excellent.
Okay. Little tougher.
Okay.
Candidate spouse steals prior candidate spouse's speech. Entire party claims coincidence.
We call this one the Seussical.
Candidate's spouse steals prior candidate's speech. Ooh.
Spouse's speech.
I will give you a clue that it's very recent.
Very recent.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. You've got me.
And she's currently married to our president.
Oh, it's a Trump scandal. Ivanka or
Melania. It could
Melania.
Melania.
Melania did a speech that was very, very similar to Michelle Obama's speech.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it. Yes, I remember that.
All right, let's go a little more obscure because I really
Okay.
love this one. Candidate accused of having nipple piercings. Often denies, but his nipples don't lie.
Whoa!
Yeah, these are real.
A political junkie, and I'm like, how in the world do I not know? Oh, no. I do know the nipple piercing.
Tell
It's
us.
okay, it's either like it's in your area.
Yes.
Mm.
You know.
You get
Name
it.
those nips.
Name
It's
those
either
nips.
Bloomberg or it's nope. It's,
You're really
that's
close.
not Bloomberg. I know it's the other one.
Yes.
Cuomo.
Yeah.
Oh,
10 points. That's 20 points. That's 20
very
points.
nice.
Okay.
Okay, new one. Candidate conducts staff meetings from toilet. Same shit, different day.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah.
Clue on this one is that it occurs before Zoom, when I feel like it's become a little bit more okay to have a toilet meeting.
Man. Wasn't it Klobuchar or something like that?
It's
No.
a president.
Oh, it's president.
Klobuchar is featured in this though.
Okay.
She is?
Oh yeah.
I don't know. That one's
What was-
beyond me.
Is it Lyndon B?
Oh, yeah. Lyndon B. Johnson.
One of my favorite. When I was in college, I read the biography about LBJ.
Oh really?
Full of very interesting tidbits.
Toilet
Really?
meetings don't come up?
Yeah, he never mentioned that. They never mentioned the toilet meetings.
No, I don't. I'm sure it's possible.
Appendix.
It's possible, but it was been 5 or
That
6 years
character.
ago. The thing that stuck out for me that LBJ did a lot was he had electric toothbrushes that were marked with the presidential seal and said LBJ, and he gave them supposedly he had his like Secret Service people like carrying around like a bag full of these toothbrushes, and he handed electric toothbrushes to people for like
in the 70s.
his whole time in the 70s.
That's
Very
amazing.
interesting. I thought it was super weird, but also I'd like to be in a position in life where I can hand out my monogrammed electric toothbrushes to people.
That's the dream, Robert. That's the dream.
I'm going on eBay right after this to get one of those toothbrushes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Really surprised. If someone would have asked me what came first, Lyndon B. Johnson or the electric toothbrush, I would have never guessed. I would have not, I would have been like, there's no electric toothbrushes in the 70s.
LBJ comes first 100%
I'm telling you,
of the time.
that's the one thing that sticks out for me from what's his name, Robert Cato's 500-page biography on LBJ.
That's what he wanted you to walk away with.
All right, well, that sounds like a lot of fun. So the cards look really great. I really love this. I don't even know what you call it. The color, is that like some type of effect that goes on the card, or is it? Tell us a little bit about that. And I know that there's like a stretch goal that maybe might make them a little glossier or prettier.
Totally.
Yeah, so are you talking about the scandals or the voter cards or the rats?
I think probably the voter cards. Look, I guess is the one I'm referring to.
Yeah, I think it's just amazingly detailed line art done by Ben Bronstein. I mean, he's just an exceptional illustrator. He does this for a living. He's a professional. And when we said, hey, can the voters look like currency? He was like super excited about it. So we went through a couple different iterations and, trying to model it off of US currency, obviously, but getting those flourishes were really important to us. And then also it was kind of important to make the game more functional in terms of you immediately recognize different types of voters. So you'll see that different income brackets have different borders around them. There's the working class border, the middle class border, and the upper class border. And they all have different sort of elaborate flourishes and colors. I think it's bronze, silver, and gold. And we're trying to, one of our stretch goals is actually to get metallic ink to really make that border shine. But yeah, it's form and function. That's he does that so well. Making not just something beautiful, but something that is practical as well.
He did it so well that he got flagged by Photoshop for potentially counterfeiting money because he was working so closely with currency design.
Oh, okay.
And Photoshop kind of knows to look out for that. So Ben sweetly got himself on some sort of list for this game.
Well, you think $19,000, you guys could probably print, what do you think? Probably $1 million, $2 million with that.
At least 19,000.
Well, that's always the backup plan if something really goes wrong. No, so this is your second game. You guys produced one before. Can you tell me, has there been any time, I know you mentioned you have other jobs, has there been any situation where you're like, oh my gosh, I've spent $10,000 and what the heck are we doing? Have you guys, anybody had any sort of those moments yet? And how have you persevered through them?
I think there's a couple notable things. The first thing I would say is we were lucky in that we networked quite a lot before the first game and joined all the kind of Kickstarter advice groups. And so we learned early, which was the thing that kind of saved us, that shipping is the worst. We ended up making the US free for side effects, and it was kind of hard to make that work. We made it work. We ended up not losing money, which is great. And that was our goal, is to get this game in people's hands without losing money. And we did it.
Right.
But all of a sudden you're seeing I just didn't even know this as a US consumer, that to ship you a game is $8 minimum.
Yep.
And that's if you're under £1 and, life is easy and sweet and I get it to you. And when I see shipping, when somebody wants to, charge me $12, I'm like, what the hell? And it's actually pretty cheap. So I didn't realize that, shipping was subsidized to the extent that it is, because we don't like to pay for it.
Yeah, so, definitely. Either the retailer or the, the creator, whoever's got it, they definitely spend
Yeah.
their share of the shipping and the packaging as well.
Yeah.
Well, that's very interesting to point out. I think that's one thing that when I think about it, the shape of your box or how big it fits can really impact its life in the future. That's what I like to say, is that, like, if you have a box that could fit inside that flat rate or something like that, and it can, even if it's 5 pounds, it could ship, wherever. But you make the decision to make it an inch bigger, and now it needs to go in a medium box.
Yep.
Instead of being $7.80, it's now $12.80,
Sure.
and that is really tough. And then, like, that game in its secondary life, I think that's one thing that what we're trying to do with Kickstarter games is we're actually trying to build the first Kickstarter collectibles marketplace. So, and really just focus on games, because one thing that we've noticed is that it's all about the new hotness. But Side Effects is still a great game. And just because it was produced previously doesn't mean that it shouldn't deserve to be played or whatever. So what we're trying to do is show all the awesome games that are still out there in the market, and as well as the new ones that are launching as well.
I think that just dispelling any kind of misconceptions that this is sort of like a political trivia game is wrong. It's a strategy game. It's a fun, play it at a bar, play it at a game night kind of game. The political stuff is really just a theme that is applied to the game, but you could skin this in a different way and it would still play just as well. We did name that scandal a second ago, but that's non-essential information in the game. You don't need to know anything about politics. You don't even need to be from the United States to appreciate the game, because it's just a fun kind of take that set collection sort of card game. Plays usually within 30 minutes. I think it's just a genuinely good, fun kind of party game. So I would emphasize that. I would also emphasize back us, because we really want to hit some of these stretch goals, and some of them are super exceptional. We all at Pillbox have our own sort of stake in what we want to succeed. And we're going to get to a point where we're going to ask the backers what they prefer and take votes from it. My personal one is I want to add tokens to the game. I think it's going to add an incredible amount of quality and sort of just a different extra element to the game. It's for when you get certain powers. You'll get this little metal token, and you can imagine Ben's art is going to be extremely incredible.
I see Jen over here the shipping.
She doesn't like it.
I'm just kidding, Jen.
No, that's why we're voting on it.
I want to put silver edging on the cards.
Oh, yeah. Still good. Still very good.
Awesome.
I want them to glow in the dark, but that doesn't exist.
I love how much fun you all have together, and the fact that you've done a project like this and you haven't killed each other yet. And you're
where's Ben?
We used to be 8.
Well, I haven't seen the group chat, the group text until after this thing airs or whatever. No, hey, you all did an excellent job. So, Jen, thank you so much for setting this up and reaching out to us on our Instagram. And we will continue to, share y'all's message about your, about your campaign. It looks really good. I'm going to back it as a retail backer. For sure, definitely. I got to figure out what I got to go do, but I'll do. My wife Audrey, you may see it come in from her. But yeah, so excellent, wonderfully looking game, and I'm excited about the political stuff, and I'm actually excited to back it because I'm going to think of some lesser known scandals. So, I was a political science undergrad, and I've read quite a few books, and I think I can find some funny scandals.
Oh my gosh, we would love that.
Fantastic. That would be awesome.
Yeah, we're so excited to read the hot goss. We want some real local, real obscure scandals. We love it.
All right. Okay. Well, thank you so much for taking the time with us and coming on Kickstarter Games. And we love the project, and we really appreciate you taking the time to speak with us, and hope you have a wonderful Sunday.
Thank you.
You too.
Thanks so much for having us. Nice
Bye-bye.
talking with you, Robert. Bye.